Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max and Juan cast. Max, how you doing tonight, my brother?
Doing good, man. Went to Texas, went to a wedding. Shout out to my cousin Jason, getting married. What an idiot. No, I'm kidding. It's all good. Everything was good, man. Traveling's fun as always.
As
Shout out to
always.
Sunday Night Football for delaying so I could watch the whole thing and not miss it during the flight. That was awesome.
The only downfall was Cowboys game. Yeah, had to be a
I
Cowboys
don't think
game.
it's downfall. That's whatever. Every team gets a Sunday night game, unless you suck.
Unless you're the Raiders. Yeah. But
Pretty sure you have a Sunday night game.
I'm pretty sure we don't.
Pretty sure you get flexed into one.
I'm pretty sure we won't.
Probably not.
On a real note, though, we don't have a Sunday night game. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like the video, all that good stuff. You guys have been absolutely killing it lately. We appreciate all the love and support that we've been getting. Week 5, Max, is officially in the books. Got a couple storylines, all right? Let's start off with Monday Night Football, as we always do. Let's talk about the Chiefs and the Saints, all right? Saints come out. I think they got their ass handed to them tonight, honestly. I think if the Chiefs weren't down so many guys, I think it would have been a lot worse. But I can sum it up like this. That was the most Derek Carr game I've ever seen. That's what you get. He started off 2-0. Me and you were kind of pumping the brakes on the Saints. We didn't want to go all in. We acknowledged that they were very impressive in 2 weeks. But this is why. This is what Carr does, starts off hot, and he kind of lets you down when you need him most. And tonight, they needed him most, and he was nowhere to be found. He threw like a boneheaded pick in the beginning of the game. Absolutely terrible.
It's always tough to recover from that. That's damn for sure.
Yeah. What did you think, Max?
This game just really confirmed that the Saints are a fraudulent team. Like they're not going to make any real noise. They could make the playoffs. Yeah, that's not out of the realm of possibility. But as it stands right now, you just can't trust the Saints. And I think that's something me and you were talking about 2 weeks in. We're like, hey, let's just see a little bit more. And then they showed their true colors and they laid an A against the Eagles. Hey, the Falcons game, they should have won that game. They kind of got screwed on a call. But still, this was another bad showing against an elite team. Because truthfully, I don't think the Falcons were all that great yet. I know they're 3-2, but this is what the Saints are, guys. They're a tease. That's the best way to say it. They are a freaking tease.
Yeah.
Derek Carr, oblique. Their season's pretty much over if it's anything serious. Because Taysom Hill, whoever their backup is, Ian Book,
Jake Haener.
Jake Haener. Yeah, it's not it. Not the guy. The Spencer Rattler. That's what
Spencer Rattler too.
Yeah,
look,
I mean that'd be fun to see, but it's just the Saints who they are.
Yeah. Look, on the Chiefs side, I can't praise them enough. I mean, they're literally the modern day New England Patriots. They find ways to win, whether it's Juju Smith, whether it's Justin Watson, whoever the hell it is at receiver who Mahomes is dealing with. Andy Reid and Mahomes get it done. Okay. Yeah, and tonight they had Kareem Hunt running the damn ball, like Pacheco out. They're a defensive first team. They switched their whole identity from, probably like about 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago when they had Tyreek Hill. We knew this. I just can't praise them enough. I really can't. It's great to see they're 5-0 and they haven't even played their best football. Like they just find ways to win. And to me, that's even more dangerous than a team like completely dominating, as crazy as that sounds. Like if you can find a team that can win multiple ways, it's dangerous and it's very, very hard to beat. And they've been doing this probably since the tail end of last year is when we really started to see them like win these weird games where it's like, how the hell did the Chiefs win this game? And they're continuing to do it.
Yeah, no, there's a reason I had them as an A in my grades. Shout out to anyone who watched that video. Shout out to the guy who made his own list. But this is why I'm an A. They still haven't played their best football. They're 5-0. It's an A. This is what they're going to do. And I like when they figure out how to play their best football, or when they kind of get the offense rolling, because that's the thing that's holding them back right now from reaching the A+. They're going to be scary. They're already scary because Mahomes can make magic. I mean, like how many times they have him dead to rights and he's just like running out, throwing a flick. Travis Kelsey's lateraling it on 3rd and 19. It's like that's the stuff that breaks their back. And I think Dennis Allen's seat's getting hot. Saints need to shit or get off the pot.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to a couple other storylines that we had in place for you guys. Minnesota Vikings. They're 5-0 going into the bye week. They beat the New York Jets in London. And this time, talking about winning different, they won different this time, where they played more of a defensive game, stopped Rodgers when they had to, and Sam Darnold didn't play all that amazing. Like the offense was kind of mediocre throughout the day, but they found a way to win. And it's great to see. I can't wait to see them against like a very, very good test. I don't have their schedule in front of me, but hey, they're 5-0. They're on their bye week. They've been absolutely amazing. Uh, as much as I want to talk about the Vikings, Max, if you have anything else to say about Minnesota, I would really love your opinion on the New York Jets after that, though.
Yeah, no, I'll say quick about the Vikings. I thought they played their worst game of the season. They still won. I thought they dominated for 3 quarters. And if there's one thing to take away, it's kind of what I saw in the fourth, where the offense stagnated. Sam Darnold made a really bad play, throwing a pick. And honestly, the Jets could have won that game. They should have won that game. The
Yeah.
Vikings were kind of giving it up to them. But the Jets are kind of a mess on offense. And I would say defense a little bit. We've talked about stuff. And I mean, I don't really think you can overreact to the record, right? Like you just see the record, you're like 2-3. You're not like they're not like awful, right? You're not like, well, it's not unsalvageable, but the signs of what's weird is there, like the stuff between Saleh and Rodgers. I wrote it in my notes every week. You've got to keep an eye on this relationship. It looks very tentative. It looks like they're over it. The offense, it's stale. There's too many miscommunications. There's too many plays like the last one of the game where Rodgers throwing a back shoulder. Mike Williams doesn't know what's going on. Garrett Wilson. It doesn't really matter who the receiver is. They just seem to be all out of sorts. And like I said, the Jets fought. They came back. They were coming back. Do you know what's going on with Sauce Gardner? Is he hurt or something? Because I was watching the game. I didn't have sound on. But like, what's going on with him? Because he's supposed to be their star. First of all, he struggled a little bit this year. He's been getting a lot of holding calls, as the NFL likes to do to certain players. But
Yeah.
do you know what's going on with Sauce
I
Gardner?
don't know. It does seem like he's banged up every
It
other
seems weird.
quarter. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it seems weird.
Yeah. DJ Reader is or DJ Reed is playing better than him. I think he's the best corner on their team right now, throughout 5 weeks. But yeah, I completely agree with you. Like the whole Salah thing, I was kind of on it last year as far as like, kind of like red flags with this guy as far as how he's handling, but everyone gave him a pass. Like Rogers got hurt, they're playing with Zach Wilson, like
And
throwaway
the
year.
defense looks out of sorts. I mean, it really does, unfortunately. And look, 2-3 is not an awful situation. Like
But
Peyton Manning's Broncos started off 2-3. But like I said, the writing on the wall is what's a little scary. It's kind of like, hmm,
it's the way they look.
yeah.
It's the way you look 2 and 3.
Yeah,
Like for
I mean, I feel
instance,
like week 5, the miscommunications are like shouldn't be happening.
yeah. Well, their
But
offense,
hey, we saw it in Dallas too. It's not just them. And they get Dallas isn't the best coach team. Again, like 12
yeah.
penalties. Same thing with the Jets. So obviously, I don't think Saul is a great coach, but I just don't get it. And I don't think like a Devontae Adams trade fixes this, by the way. I don't
No.
think, oh, they get Devontae Adams. It's fucking solved. We got it. The O
I
line's
think
still a bit of a mess.
I
Still a bit of a mess.
I want to say it's two things, Max. Number one, I feel like Nathaniel Hackett is a problem. Like this is kind of what we seen from Nathaniel Hackett, like in Denver, stagnant offense, West Coast offense, short dink and dunk shit. They don't spread the field, and it's kind of insane for them not to spread the field because they have a absolute burner in Garrett Wilson. Like he can fly, and it's just like slant, a little
Yeah,
drag route,
how
like
many yeah, how many times you see a slant from this team or a little curl from the tight end or tight end dump off in the flat for 2 yards. You see too much of that.
Yeah. Like, I'm
And I
sorry,
don't think they
someone
run the ball well enough to sell the play action.
yeah. And that's number 2. That brings me to number 2. They don't run the ball enough. They have 2 amazing running backs in Braylon Allen and Brees Hall. I don't care who's running the ball. Run the damn ball, stick to it. Stop playing with Rodgers like if he's 2012 Rodgers prime. The guy needs some help. He's not going to be able to carry the damn team. Let's get a run game. Let's win with defense, like how the Jets always used to win without Rodgers in the picture. And it's like the offense is just so stagnant. It's so frustrating to watch because on the other end, you can even argue this. I've seen people saying this. Rodgers is not healthy. Like he got hurt this weekend, hurt his ankle. He was getting twisted
Yeah,
up.
hurt his ankle,
And that's
low
because
ankle
they're
sprain.
throwing the ball 50 times. Come on. Like it's to me, it's trouble. You know, everyone wants to give Rodgers benefit of the doubt. They're gonna get it together.
They
They
play
got too many
Buffalo
stars.
next week on Monday night. That's a tough. It's Buffalo's in a bye week. Man, you're 2-4 going into that bye week. It's real tough.
Yeah.
Real tough.
Yeah, so we'll see what the Jets do. But like Max said, man, let's monitor that Robert Saleh, Aaron Rodgers thing because I can see him getting fired mid-season if this thing goes south. Like maybe like
yeah,
4
not
game
really.
skid.
So yeah, no, I'd agree. And then they're going to promote Hackett because Rodgers likes him or something weird.
Yeah.
But I don't really think that's going to solve the problem.
No.
One, I know we didn't really have this on the docket, but tonight I just want to do a little like quick topic on the Bills, real quick.
Perfect.
We just talked about them. They play the Jets next Monday night, but this is what I'm talking about, guys. I think this game was closer than it ever should have been. I think Houston, maybe the Nico Collins injury, which really sucks, kind of gave the Bills life because they were getting torched by him. There's no dynamic playmakers on this team, and I don't just mean pass catchers. I mean both sides of the ball. They can't win with just their front four. And yeah, Ed Oliver's out. He's not a difference maker. I don't know how many times we got to say it. Josh Allen was 9 for 30. He was trying to be Superman all freaking game long. And they ran the ball okay, but it's never like, damn, they're imposing their will in the run game, right? This is Buffalo's weakness. It's when they play teams more talented than them. They just don't have it. And I get like you're gonna say, well, the more talented team usually wins. Yeah, but why don't they have the talent? That's what I'm trying to say. We made a whole video about it. Maybe we should repost it one now that we're getting a ton more views because this is what we're talking about. Kansas City can win with Mahomes.
Yeah.
Without Josh Allen just going nuts. And I'm not trying to say the season's over. You can't make a little bit of noise, but I'm just saying I'm tired of seeing these type of performances against the elite of the AFC or NFC, like Ravens last week, Texans this week.
Yeah.
Like when you watch this game, were you like, damn, Buffalo can really hang with these guys? I was like, damn, Buffalo might get flooded again. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is, Max, is they did have a chance to win. I think it was kind of like the play calling at the end. It was very, very dumb.
It was horrible.
Yeah, it was very dumb. You know, you're backed up in your own end zone basically, and that's what basically decided the game.
I just don't see it happening on the defense. Like, I just don't see how they're going to compete when it becomes nut crunch time. I just don't see it. And then on the opposite side, Keon Coleman's going to be a good NFL player. But right now, they don't have anything dynamic. Right now. They don't.
Yeah. I mean, it's a broken record, Max, because you're saying the same stuff as last week and it's valid, bro. Like it's going to be the same thing.
But here's what I don't get. People think right now, the casual people who are like, man, Mahomes is killing it. He's not. He's not at all. No. I don't even know his numbers. I bet he's not even top 5 statistically at any number as a quarterback. But he's 5-0. His team is 5-0 because they have a great team. Why don't we do that in Buffalo and get a great team, not just a good team? That's my point. And again, I'm just going to beat this drum till it dies. By the way, Stephon Diggs, nice revenge game. That's it. That's it for me. Buffalo, I'm done. Yeah. By the way, Nico Collins is still a dog. Like Nico Collins torching them, like just like, geez.
Yeah.
When do you see anyone on Buffalo doing that? Ever. Never.
Keon
Like,
Coleman, a little,
yeah, a little bit. I'm
little
happy,
bit.
man, because I feel like he leaves plays on the field all the time,
He doesn't get enough
all the time.
snaps, honestly, in my opinion. But hey, the Bills are gonna try to bounce back. They're short of talent, bro. We said it. Me and Max were on this early. Early. Go check out that video. I'll put a link down in the video. So check that out if you guys haven't. It's coming to fruition, bro. Like we kind of called it. We'll see. They're gonna play probably another AFC Elite, and we'll see this trend happen every single time, possibly this season. All right. Talking about AFC elites, one of those are the Baltimore Ravens, who had a shootout with the Bengals this week. Look, the Ravens, it was impressive as far as this point because you know how they are with finishing games. They have trouble, and they finished this game. They finished it. They have their identity. They had that run with Derrick Henry, set them up, and that was the end of the game, basically. I want to talk more about the Bengals. They have a little 2-game stretch right here. I believe they play Cleveland and New York, and their season's on the line.
Giants,
No,
Giants or Jets?
no, Bengals play the Giants and the
The Browns. I
the
think the Eagles play
Browns.
the Browns. Eagles play the Browns this week, and
Yeah,
only the Eagles can lose that game.
yeah,
But dude, by the way, that's not the Giants aren't an easy out. They are a pain in the
right.
ass right now, in my opinion. But look, I think the Ravens kind of showed some of their they kind of almost shot themselves in the foot with this game
Mhm.
in overtime. Like, hey, McPherson hits that field goal 9 times out of 10. That was a horrible snap. They got it down late, and then obviously King Henry just going off. And again, the Bengals I thought should have won this game. They kind of gave Baltimore life, and Joe Burrow made a mistake. But I feel if I'm a fan of either team, I would say I feel good after this. Like I know the loss sucks. I know 1-4 is not what is they 1-3,
One and
one
four.
and three at 1-4 doesn't feel great, right? But as a Bengal, you just can't count these guys out, man. They'll go 9-8, 10 and like I truly believe they can still turn it around.
I mean, we'll see. Look,
It
the
just
offense.
sucks. It just sucks to be 1-4
Yeah,
instead of 2-3
yeah,
because that was a winnable game. And the Ravens, man, so many playmakers on their team.
yeah. Lamar is playing great. You know, I think the another storyline here to grab Max is the defenses for both of these teams. I think that's the problem with the Bengals. The problem with the Bengals is not the offense. They're a top 5 offense in the league. They've been lights
Mhm.
out. All the receivers are clicking on all cylinders. Joe Burrow,
They
5
have
touchdowns.
no pass rush, and the corners aren't good anymore. Like
Nobody.
I like Dax Hill, but he's just not there anymore.
It's terrible. Their defense is absolutely terrible. They get torched, man. And it's a problem. Same thing with the Ravens kind of, man. I think they're not as like tough as everyone thinks as far as like their defense goes. Like they have a lot of names on there, they have some Roquan Smith and Marlon Humphrey, but they get torched. And you've seen it this weekend. And that might be their Achilles heel. I think they're a pass rusher away. If a pass rusher can get his way to Baltimore before the trade
I feel like
deadline,
you just knock on Hassan Reddick's door, like, "Hey, you want to come
why
here?
not?
Like, you done with the
Yeah.
Jets? Like, why wouldn't you?" Yeah,
Yeah.
like they have to do too much creative stuff to get pressure, in my
Right.
opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I know the Eagles aren't a great example this year, but in years past, it was like, "Hey, just send four, just
Yeah.
send four. Everything else sucks, but we can just get there four a lot, and we can kind of deal with that." And there's a couple teams like that, but Ravens definitely, like you said, could use a game-changing pass rusher. Unfortunately, it's hard to get those guys. It's
Yeah.
tough.
Very hard.
Like,
They
hey, you know what would have been great? Matthew Judon would have
Judon.
been
I was
great.
thinking the
Also,
same thing. Like
yeah,
reunion
would have
that
been.
motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, yeah. The Baltimore grows these guys, man. Like Zadarius Smith and Judon were like guys you're like would never expected to be like the dominant players they
Right.
are,
Or
and they leave.
what about this name? Pernell McPhee back in the day.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Philip Wheeler, all those Ravens.
Philip
Yeah,
Wheeler, Raider
yeah.
great. Oh man! All right. Speaking of the Raiders, let's get into them. All right. We'll have a
Why?
couple.
Oh,
Well,
let's talk about the Broncos.
yeah. Look, the Broncos. This Patrick Surtain interception to the house, 100 yards, changed everything for this game. It was the big momentum change. They were
I
lights
thought
out.
the white cornerback getting the pick really changed just
I,
leave what
I
a Raiders
hated it.
moment.
I hated it so
Well,
much, Max. Only because I was so pissed off that the whole game I was like, bro, like Trey Tucker, please burn this guy, bro. He's white. You should
that
run
was
right
such a
fucking past him.
that was such a bad ball to that pick. It was so bad.
Oh man.
It's time to consider O'Connell. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah.
There's really not. There's not.
Look, the Raiders.
The
Look,
Raiders are not a
the,
good team.
the Raiders.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, they suck, bro. They're not that good. They
they'll
have a
upset somebody next week, though.
yeah.
Mark my words.
They have a lot of injuries on defense. Their offense sucks. Look, I want to say something about the Broncos. You know, a lot of people love to take a lot of
They were going to focus on one interaction between Sean Payton and
no,
Bo
no, no,
Nix
no,
this
no,
week.
no. They hold a
Huh.
lot of weight in the beginning of the season. Like weeks 1, 2, 3, like people love to overreact. And all the rookies, at least for week 1, like all the rookies lost. Caleb Williams lost, Jaden Daniels, and Bo Nix. They all lost. And look at them now. Like Caleb Williams looks fine. He beat the Panthers. I know it's the Panthers, but hey, they're 3-2. We know Washington's success. And then look at Bo Nix now. Like Bo Nix looks fine. And this is what me and Max were talking about. Like it's gonna be a developmental thing during the season with Bo Nix, but I think we've seen enough for him to be like, hey, like we can do some things with Bo. Like he can do
Yeah,
some things that are good.
absolutely.
You know, obviously, I still want to see that deep ball from him. But hey, a game like this, you don't fuck it up. You make some cool plays. You know, you get your defense, get you good field position, and you beat the shit out of the Raiders. Like you win games like this. Let's keep on growing. You know, it's really good to see that from the Broncos for a guy like Bo Nix. All right, that's what I wanted to say about that. And me and you were talking about this last year, Max. How there wasn't a guy with the crown as far as the cornerback position. I think Surtain is taking the crown this year. I think he's well and above the best corner in the league this year. Would you agree?
Say he's up there for sure.
Who's
Excuse me, sorry.
who's fighting for the crown?
I don't. I mean, the funny thing is, like, the people I want to fight for the crown, like, just let me down. Like AJ Terrell, like
Yeah.
he just never. Like I would say he's grabbed it by the horns to start the year for sure. Like
Yeah.
first of all, let's forget the name Jalen Ramsey. He's never going to wear it again. He's washed.
Yeah.
He's not washed, but he's definitely washed from being the best corner in the league. Sauce, your boy, fell
Yeah.
off.
Fell
Has
off.
fallen off this year.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would say Surtain. I would have to really look at the teams. I mean, James Darius Slay for sure, definitely.
Jaheir Alexander kind of having a really good year under the radar. He's
Jaheir. Yeah.
to me it's two guys and they both play in the AFC West. I think it's Trent McDuffie and Patrick Surtain. I think they're the best corners in the league. I would give the crown to Surtain just because I think he's been doing it a little bit longer, and we've always wanted him to like step his game up to a new level, and it's making plays like that. Like I feel like if he's gonna keep on playing like this for the whole year, he's gonna have the crown, and I don't even think it's gonna be close. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely could. I think we are lacking some top end corners though in the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
hard. It's hard to play corner. It's hard.
And there's been some, and then, like Nate Wiggins, I've seen flashes. Like we could be having a talk in a couple years about Nate Wiggins, maybe Quinion Mitchell. Don't know.
Yeah.
Still waiting for that one. But yeah, definitely not Terrion Arnold. I'm not gonna say him.
Definitely not him. All right. Okay. We got that over with. Let's talk about this topic. This is the negatives of not doing a podcast during the week. Devontae Adams, requested a trade from the Raiders. Nothing new. Always drama happening with the Raiders. This is my 2 cents.
Keep a star receiver happy, huh?
Yeah. This is my 2 cents. All right. I get why. I get why, Max. Obviously, we fucking suck. He doesn't get the ball.
Why don't you do a brief timeline of events and like we'll make this into a clip? So what would be the first so Devontae Adams with the Raiders 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Guys might not know this. Derek Carr was Devontae Adams' quarterback.
College teammate.
In Fresno State.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams said, big reason I came here was because Derek Carr.
Derek Carr. So
Pretty
Derek
weird.
Carr
They
gets
cut him.
benched. Derek Carr gets
Yep, benched.
benched against
Devontae Adams
Pittsburgh.
not happy. Not
No,
happy about that.
not happy.
By the way, he's like a franchise legend, Derek Carr. I know he hasn't had the most success, but he was been a good player for the Raiders for like 10 plus years.
Yeah.
Maybe eight-ish years.
Yeah.
Not happy with that. Last year was a joke. They rolled into the season with Jimmy G, who was horrible.
Who he didn't
literally
like.
got Devontae, who he literally got put in the hospital because of.
Killed almost.
Yeah, a couple times. Aiden O'Connell was cool, but again, he's a rookie, fifth round pick, whatever he is, not really hyped. And I just think it's kind of like he's 32 years in, never been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's fine. I get the logic behind.
I feel like that's the timeline of events.
Yeah, 100%.
What we're missing is cussing out the GM, freezing off his feet.
It could be worse.
Doesn't want to wear a regular helmet. Wants to use his old helmet because
there
he's
you
a
go.
baby.
Hot air balloon in training camp entrance.
There it is. Anything else? This is a bad look for the Raiders. I will say that.
Look, it's a bad look.
It's not AB. It's not AB.
It's not AB.
It's definitely not the.
But here, I get that, Max.
I trade him. I would trade him right away.
I get it.
Whatever
I get it.
get.
But
would you not?
Yes,
would, right?
Of course. I would trade him. I would trade him. Yes.
By the way, even if he was going out there each week and being a happy camper, you would try to trade him or no?
Depends for the price. I think it depends for the price right now. I think the Raiders should be smart and take the best deal possible and not panic. But I'm sorry, I have issues with Devontae Adams, and just because the way that he's handled this, I have no problem with him feeling like this. It's the timing of it. How unaware do you have to be, Max, that you're gonna have problems on offense? So what? Like you waited until week 4 to be like, oh, we suck. Maybe I should ask for a trade.
Oh, hold on. Don't you think the problems with Antonio Pierce have something to do with this? Like, what's that drama where he won't say his name? He'll just say 17. Don't you think that's weird?
I don't.
Don't you think something?
You're the one that
maybe
endorsed
something
this
happened
guy.
there?
You're the one that endorsed this guy. You were on board with him. All the decisions that Devontae has made is from him. He's the one that signed with the Raiders. He's the one that endorsed Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, but
you put yourself in this situation.
No. You cannot accept he signed with the Raiders. Yeah, he signed with the Raiders when they were like, Derek Carr's the franchise guy. That's what we thought. We have this coach. Oh crap, it's all gone to shit.
Why wouldn't you ask for a trade in the beginning of the offseason then?
I agree with that. I don't agree with the handling of it. But I'm not gonna fault him for y'all being a trash ass organization. Forgive me.
I get it. But
it's just I agree. He's at fault too. Like, bro, like I agree. Like, y'all thought you were gonna torch the fucking earth with Gardner Minshew or what?
Like, you knew this. You knew this. Bro.
But here's the thing. Do you maybe think like, hey, it was looking good in the preseason, the practices were going good, and you're just like lying to yourself?
Okay, even if that's the case, Max,
is that it?
It takes 4 games.
I mean, I would say, yeah, I think 4 is about as good as it can go. Like,
to me, bro, I have an issue with it. I mean, look, and I think all this
Do you think he's healthy for sure? He's healthy, right?
Yes, he's healthy. Bullshit. He can fucking play. Yeah. Once he gets traded, all my hamstrings okay. He'll be fine. All right, look, I just have a problem with it. I think he's a punk, bro. I think he's a punk for lying to people, talking about I want to be a Raider, I want to do this, I want to do things right. I'm a Raider for this and that. Like, miss me with all that shit, bro. Like, you don't want to fucking go through it, whatever. You should ask for a trade in the offseason. Now you're fucking being a little bitch about it and fucking wanting a trade, making a big deal out of it. Fuck you, bro. Honestly,
these are harsh words.
Fuck him, bro. Nah, fuck him, bro. I hate that shit.
I'm the first guy to say fuck you to a player. I love to say fuck you to anyone who acts like a diva. I don't know if I can co-sign. I can co-sign a lot of them. I don't know if this one I can co-sign. I don't know.
Go have fun. Go have fun with Aaron Rodgers, bro. Go have fun with Aaron Rodgers. So that brings me to the next one. All right, you guys know how I feel about that one. And yes, I'm salty. Yes, I'm fucking salty. 1000%.
Mhm.
I hate the way that he
Can you put
handled it.
sad music when we put this in the clip? That'd be
But
awesome.
who's the best options, Max? From a football
For him to get tr
perspective. For a football perspective, as far as like,
I think I don't necessarily think the Jets
yeah,
would
well, I'm
like I
on board
said, I
with
don't
that. I don't, like you said in
uh,
the beginning, that
first of
he's not
all,
going to fix
hey,
it.
Mike Williams is pretty good. Mike Williams is pretty good for what they need him to do.
Yeah.
They kinda have the young version of him and Garrett Wilson, maybe a little bit more talent. Alan Lazard's a cool number 3, whatever. Realistically, I think the Ravens could use a Devontae Adams. Don't really know how he's gonna like playing in Baltimore because you're not gonna get the ball a ton.
Yeah. I think the
Realistically.
best fit, honestly. I don't think it'll happen. A lot of people are talking about it, but you know how it is in the NFL with in division trades. But it's the Chiefs. I ain't.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't even consider them because they would never do it.
Yeah.
They'd rather him raw than give him to the Chiefs.
Right.
Well, I take that back. If they gave him a first round pick, I would do it. I'd be like, "Here you go. Bye. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't we're gonna lose anyway." I would say the Rams could really use the Devontae Adams. He's not gonna wanna go there. Might not matter.
What about the Bills?
Bills could use him for sure. Again, he's not a game changer for their offense. He's not necessarily a this is where it sucks to say this. Like he's not a number one. And let me rephrase. He's just not this Tyreek Hill monster that I this is where it's tricky, right? Because yeah, Devontae Adams is like a number one receiver. Yeah, he's an X. Yeah, all that jazz. Yeah, he'll get open. Yeah. But you don't have to account for him as well as their guys. What I mean by that is he's not a threat to score every time he touches the ball. And they've already had that in Stephon Diggs. And if you're worried about the Devo problems now, and I don't necessarily agree with Juan's assessment of the situation that he's being a punk or a little bitch, is to quote Juan, but Buffalo, it does help them. It does. I don't think that pushes them over and like, oh, now when they play the Chiefs, they could win. No, I don't agree with that. No.
Yeah.
To me, like this isn't Jamar Chase. This isn't Justin Jefferson. This isn't Tyreek Hill. It's not even CeeDee Lamb. Right? That's what I that's what I would say. Like he's in that tier or maybe a tier below that. He's in that third or second tier of receivers in this stage of his career.
Yeah. We'll see where he goes. I'm kind of liking Washington too. I think Washington will
That'd be
a
cool.
good place.
Pittsburgh might have a market. They missed out on Ayuk.
Maybe, yeah.
Speaking of Ayuk, what do you make of the Niners? Do you want to talk about that at all?
Let's talk about the
Niners. Did I jump the gun?
No, Niners for sure. Let me bring them up. Where did I have them? Did I have them with the Falcons? No.
Well,
it's the wrong one.
Guess Brock Purdy isn't going to be an MVP this year with 3 losses already on the books. I'm just kidding. Look, this is a team that they've been starting off slow the last couple of years, and they've been banged up. But I wouldn't necessarily say I'm worried. I think that's a bad loss to take. I feel like they should have won that game. I know they missed their kicker was hurt. They had to go for it. But it doesn't seem fair that nobody gives that excuse to the Giants when they lose to the Commanders. Their kicker was hurt. Kyler Murray played amazing one. I don't know what you thought of him, but wow. The Cardinals, man, after a pretty bad showing against the Commanders, they kind of come back and kind of make me re-believe in them, if that makes sense. Like, wow, like, oh, they might be frisky. They could be. It is a great win. It really is.
Yeah. It was a great win. I came out of there very impressed with the Cardinals. I thought they were going to fall apart. It seemed like the Niners were just like very dependent on their superstars. Like Nick Bosa was making incredible plays in this game in the fourth quarter, getting like strip sacks and interceptions and stuff.
And the 49ers were sloppy. They turned the ball over in the red zone.
Yeah. Jordan Mason had a fumble.
Jordan Mason. Brock Purdy. But, I will say this about that final drive, right? Hey, Brock Purdy plays, he's not a big quarterback, right? His best trait to me is his improvisation when he kind of gets outside the pocket because he's a decent athlete, right?
Yeah.
But when he has to play around the muck, they're going to get the hand on the ball. They're going to.
Yeah.
I think that happened twice to him, right? That someone got a hand on the ball and it was picked.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
just popped up in the air. That's kind of what happens with smaller guys.
Yeah, so they're what, 2-3. They played
Two
Thursday
and three.
night. They played Thursday night the Seattle Seahawks, which is not going to be a easy game. Seahawks are a pretty good team. They're coming off a loss. Um, yeah, I think it's a Super Bowl hangover. I think it's a season from hell, kind of. They've had a lot of injuries. They've had a lot of
Yeah,
contract
no
disputes.
McCaffrey. Yeah,
No
yeah.
McCaffrey.
Hey,
Debo's trying to
this
work
is not
himself back.
yeah, this is not the way you want to start off the season, man. I am no fan of the 49ers. I constantly find myself hoping they lose. But I can take a step back and be unbiased. And you don't want to start off the season with your number one receiver, your Hall of Fame left tackle beefing with the front office, in all honesty. Not to mention, hey, some just unforeseeable thing where Ricky Pearsall, your first round pick, gets shot, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
McCaffrey's hurt.
Debo
Um,
gets hurt.
yeah, Debo's hurt. Javon Hargrave, there's some banged up injuries. So now you're kind of like on the outside looking in here, like, hey, I'm in 2-3. Like, we get one more loss, we're 2-4. That's kind of a slippery slope to take.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even say they've played bad. They haven't. I mean, the Vikings game, they got their ass kicked in truth and honesty. But the other two losses, they lost to Arizona, which they could have won that game.
Mhm.
And who else did they lose to? I'm drawing a blank right now. They lost to the Vikings, the Cardinals.
And they
Who did they
lost.
lose to?
They lost to the hold on.
Rams.
Yeah, they lost to
They
the
should have
Rams.
handled business.
There you
They should have handled
go.
business. Yeah. Look, I truly kind of think Brock Purdy's played fine. Nothing special. Typical him. The margin for winning right now is thin. It's thin in San Fran.
Yeah. We'll see what happens, man.
I'm not like writing them off. I want to say that.
No, they're
Like
I'm
I
not
said,
writing them off, but
I
it's
don't really like
concerning.
them.
It's
Yeah,
concerning.
it's not a great start to the year. And like I said, they've started off slow in other years and went to the Super Bowl. But a lot of injuries and especially to their a lot of key money, McCaffrey.
Yeah.
It's not
We'll see
fun.
what happens. I'm not gonna go to the extent what other Niner fans I've been hearing on the internet talking about
What are they even saying? What are they
fired
even
Kyle
saying?
Shanahan
Like, you're
and
kidding
hire
me. No
and
one.
hire Bill Belichick. That's what
Wow.
happens, man.
Do
That's
it.
what.
I hope they do it. Do it, please. Yeah. Fire the best thing to happen to you since Harbaugh.
so
Do
so
it.
so yeah, we'll see what happens. I trust Kyle Shanahan to get it together. It's just I think they got to get back to the basics. They got to get back to, like, let's play some defense. Let's run the ball. Let's stop trying to be so cute and act like Brock Purdy's this guy that can just sling it all over the field. Let's go back to our roots. Let's go back to our roots, bro. Let's win simple. Because I feel like they just depend on their playmakers just a little bit too much. Just a little bit too much, bro.
Yeah, and Ayuk's had a slow start to the year for sure. He hasn't lit the world on fire like last year, and look, he's still probably working himself into a little bit of football shape. Didn't play in the preseason. Timing's off. Roles are changed. More coverage towards him, obviously, because we've seen Debo. People are like, we can cover you.
Yeah.
We're not worried about it.
Yeah.
They're going to be a pain in the ass. I don't think.
Yeah,
I think the
they'll be all right.
Niners worst case are fighting for a playoff spot in the last couple weeks of the season.
Yeah.
I don't see a world where they just
I'll be
tank
shocked.
and implode.
I'll be shocked.
Yeah, that would be shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about one more thing and then we'll get out of here. This one seems like a long time ago, but Thursday Night Football. The Atlanta Falcons had a very great game with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. They come out on top, overtime win. Kirk Cousins went off. He threw for 500 plus yards. Darnell Mooney, London, Kyle Pitts even getting involved. Shout out to Kyle Pitts. What did you think of this game as a whole? Like, Falcons kind of showing you something. They've
I
kind
think.
of gotten two wins that they shouldn't really have won.
Yeah, no. I feel like man, Kirk Cousins made some magic, but I would also say one of the themes for this week, and it applied to this game, was missed kicks. I think the Bucks missed a field goal, right?
Yeah.
That gave them life. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, look, I don't think this is the recipe that Atlanta wants to win with. You don't want to put 500 yards on Kirk Cousins' back week in and week out, and it's a Thursday game. I think that hurt the Buccaneers because Todd Bowles can get creative, but on a short week, you kind of have to keep to the basics. So I think that hurt the Bucks. Hey, Atlanta, I know you're 3-2. I don't believe in them as much as I believe in the Bucks, who was also 3-2, if that makes sense.
We'll see. We'll see. The Saints are playing the Bucks next week. So if the Bucks wind up losing that game, it's kind of like
Yeah, yeah,
inconsistent.
that's correct. In my mind, if they don't come out and kind of whoop on the Saints, I'll be like, oh shit, I don't know what to think of the Bucks anymore.
Right. But
And Atlanta,
I kind of
good win,
like
really
I
good.
kind of like what I seen from Atlanta. I I like their defense. I know their defense gives up a lot, but I feel like they make the biggest plays at the biggest times. Like Jesse Bates has been playing fucking phenomenal this year. He's
I
the one
think
that
Justin
caused the
Simmons has played good too.
yeah,
Yeah, Justin Simmons.
he's the one that caused the fumble on Bucky Irving that really turned that game late in the fourth quarter. Uh like Max said, you're not going to have that as a recipe. Like Kirk Cousins throwing 500 yards, it's not going to be sustainable. They need to get Bijan more involved as far as more creativeness. I feel like they need to run the ball more with him. But this is kind of what we pictured with the Falcons. That's the good thing. Like, as far as him having like all these weapons and like throwing for massive yards, like the good news is that Kirk looks to be getting better each week, healthier each week, should I
Yeah,
say.
for sure.
And this is the expectation that we had for Atlanta. So they're on track. I feel like they're where everyone thought they would probably be at this point of the season. So shout out to the Falcons. Keep on getting Kyle Pitts involved. Do not let Kyle Pitts be a bust. All right, we need to save Kyle Pitts.
That'd
Jeez.
be nice.
All right. Anything else, Max? That's all I had.
I'm going to leave you guys with this. If you made it this far in the show, thank you very much for watching. We appreciate all the support we've been getting. Subscribe, like, comment the video. My last statement is we are going to find out a lot about the teams in the NFL over the next couple weeks. So we got a lot of 3-2, 2-3 teams right now, which is going to kind of, and I would say one, I feel like that's in more years past. We don't even, there's every team has a win, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a team without a win?
No, every team has a win.
Every
Panthers
team
got
has
a
a
win.
win.
Yeah. Jags
Shout
got
out
a
to
win
them.
last week.
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about the yeah. Hey, that was the Trevor Lawrence I expected to see a lot throughout the year. If they get another win, or we'll touch on them. But overall, we're going to find out a lot about these teams the next coming weeks. We're really going to know, and we'll see a coach or two fired probably.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. That's going to do it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, comment down below any thoughts, opinions that you guys have. We will see you guys later on in the week, possibly, or we'll see you guys next week. All right, for the next recap. We out. Peace.